Since a youngin' had to change it all. From my baby's drugs to the project halls. Oh man, life was so hard. From trying to make a move in a pissy hall. What you know about losing and ain't no draw. What your life to prove when a nigga on. And if it ain't good, then you living gone. If it ain't good, then you living gone. I'm like, oh my.
Alright, shout out G-Rec for letting us use his song. You can check him out on iTunes. That's G-Rec. He has a couple albums out. Thank you again.
So we're doing this little extra podcast this week, and it's gonna be one of our, hopefully many. We're calling it top tens for now. And our first top 10 is top 10 athletes to play in New York. And first, we're gonna go through our honorable mentions. And again, these are not our top 10; they are just honorable mentions. Joseph, would you like to start us off?
All right. First, I'm going to have to start off honorable mention with Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, man, really?
New York
He was such a bum in New York.
Nah,
he was a disappointment.
All right, disappointment
Whatever, you know
towards the end.
Let's not argue about it because it's honorable mention.
Yes, but he did get LeBron.
Yeah, all right.
LeBron was in Miami while he was in New York, so there was absolutely no shot. All right, good.
My number one, Willie Mays.
Oof.
Who is often referred to as the greatest baseball player of all time. Not as much as, like, Babe Ruth or Jackie Robinson.
And he didn't even crack the top 10.
No, he didn't crack my top 10.
Wow.
All right, your turn.
Walt Frazier.
Ooh, I forgot about Walt Frazier.
Brought the Knicks their only championship win. I believe it was 78.
My other number two, which a lot of people are probably going to yell at me for, Joe DiMaggio.
Wow.
Didn't put him in my top 10.
Wow.
And I know I'm going to piss people off in my top 10, but it's my top 10, not yours, so fuck off.
Wow. All right. Mike Piazza.
I also, no, I didn't put, no, I did put Mike Piazza. My bad. Yeah, I put Mike Piazza.
I didn't put him after 9/11.
I didn't put him on in my top 10.
You've done so much for the Mets. Sorry, Mike Piazza, you have not cracked my top 10.
All right, so I know this one's gonna piss you off. Michael Strahan.
Excuse me. Time out, because he's on my list.
Yeah, I know. I figured he'd be on your list.
He's on my list for sure.
All right, and do you have a last shout out or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, who's your last?
Lou Gehrig.
He didn't even crack my top 10.
Lou Gehrig, and I also have one more.
So I can't yell at you for that.
I also have one more.
I also have one more.
OBJ.
You can't put him in that category.
Yeah,
yet.
I'm putting him in there. He's an honorable mention. All right, listen.
No, he's not.
You can
no,
say.
He's not.
Listen.
Get his dick out your mouth.
Listen.
Get his
you
dick
can
out
say
your
it
mouth.
all you want, but he's going to be one of the best.
Going to be.
Okay.
He's not.
And he is. That's why he's an honorable
not.
mention, and he's my.
Right now.
Listen. He's my last honorable mention.
God damn it! I want to punch you so bad right now.
Listen.
No, I don't want to listen.
All right. It's fine. Fine.
We're
put on this show.
We're moving on.
To disagree.
We're moving on because we're not even in our top 10.
All right.
And my last one, Mark Messier.
Nice.
He played for the Rangers. I know you don't know who Mark Messier is. All right. I want to hear your number 10.
All right.
Joe's number 10.
My number 10. Babe Ruth.
Okay. I can't disagree with you with that because eventually, I'm not going to tell you where, but I got Babe Ruth.
Yes, Babe Ruth. I mean, he's brought up as one of the best players in baseball of all time, you know?
He's mostly referred to as the greatest baseball player of all time.
I mean, pitching, like the home run power.
Yeah.
Pitching, absolute
no, I'm not gonna,
amazing
I'm not
athlete, and he cracked my top 10. He's number 10 on the list.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up.
All right. You ready for my number 10? Because I know it's going to shock everybody.
Go ahead.
Pele.
What?
Yeah, Pele. Played for the Cosmos, the New York Cosmos in like the 70s and maybe the 80s. And he was actually there for a little while. Like I want to say like at least 3 years.
It's understandable.
So, yeah, Pele, even though on my list, Pele is probably the overall best athlete, but he's not known as a New York athlete. So I put him at 10 because I wanted to teach y'all something today.
All right, it's understandable. My number 9, and you're going to hell for this.
Why am I
Michael Strahan. You're going to hell. First of all, I mean, he was his dominance on the defensive line just insane. 2001, he notched 22.5 sacks, which is still the league lead in the NFL.
You know why I didn't
2 Super Bowl rings.
Okay. You know why I didn't put Michael Strahan in my top 10? Because, and I'm being so serious, there are too many great baseball players that have come through New York. Way too many great ones. That's why I left them off my list.
Literally.
I have I want to say 90, not 90%. I want to say like 70% baseball players. Wait, maybe 50%.
I mean,
1,
the gap,
2,
the gap in his teeth. I mean, how
4,
can you not have
5,
him?
Yeah, 50% baseball players.
In your top 10?
Yeah, I totally didn't listen to you.
Disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
All right, my number 9 is my boy. Is a Yankee I've loved since I was a little kid, even though I never got to see him play, but I did get to meet him. Yogi Berra.
Nice.
One of the greatest, if not the greatest catcher to ever play baseball. Man's got 10 World Series rings, and his first ever at-bat in the MLB was a grand slam. So, Yogi Berra gets my number 9.
Number 8 on Chubbs' list, Joe DiMaggio.
Oh,
I mean,
another Nick honorable mention.
Like, how can you not? A career batting average of 325, 361 home runs, 1,500 RBIs. The World Series wins. He is number 8 on Chubb's list, and he should be a little higher, but I'll explain why he isn't.
All right. My number 8 is Babe Ruth.
Nice.
So we don't really need to go over that because you went over that. So number 7.
Number 7. My boy Eazy-E. Eli Manning. Mobile Eli. 2-time Super Bowl
Eli.
2-time Super Bowl champion. He's top 10 in about every category. I mean, top 10 in picks is really not a good thing, but
He's not top 10 in picks.
probably one.
No, he's not. You know who is number 1?
Who?
Brett Favre.
Oh yeah, Brett Favre threw a lot of picks.
No.
Eli's probably top 5.
No, he's not.
There's no way he's.
Joe, I am telling you, he's not.
Okay, so get past the point.
You know what
2-time
else
Super Bowl
you know
champion.
what he is top 10 in, though? Touchdowns,
Yes,
yards,
exactly.
completions.
Exactly. He's number 7 on the list. 2-time Super Bowl
He's the
champion.
first. He needs to retire so we will stop ruining his first ballot Hall of Famerness.
Yes.
All right, my number 7 is the best pitcher to ever play for a New York baseball team, Tom Seaver.
Nice. Love it.
There is actually no other Tom Seaver. There's no one that's comparable to Tom Seaver. He's one of the best pitchers ever. So, guy was lights out. All right, number 6.
Number 6 on my list is Broadway Joe. Joe Namath, bringing the Jets to their only Super Bowl in 1969 in Miami, Florida. They beat the Baltimore Colts 16-7.
I don't like Joe Namath, to be honest.
He threw more picks than touchdowns in his career. 173 touchdowns, 220 picks.
Oh, it's awful.
But when you bring a Jets franchise to the Super Bowl and you win it,
But
and
that
you
was
got
early
the ladies.
Jets. That's not
you got
Woody,
the ladies
that's not
lining
Woody
up. Broadway
Johnson
Joe.
Today, Jets.
Broadway Joe is number 6 on my list.
Okay. And as soon as I can get my phone open. Wow, my phone froze. Are you serious? Oh, there we go. Got it. My number 6, Eli Manning. I put him higher up on the list than you.
Yeah.
I put him above Babe Ruth.
Well,
That's
an achievement.
That's something I kind of got to think about now. I don't know if I want Babe Ruth above Eli, but right now I'm still. Fuck it, I'm sticking with it. Eli Manning is my number 6 because best quarterback to ever come out of New York. That's why.
Yes, that is very true.
Give me your number 5.
My number 5 is Patrick Ewing.
No way. We got the same number 5.
Are you serious?
Swear to
That's
God.
crazy. Patrick Ewing, the greatest Knick of all time, was on the team for 15 seasons. I mean, in never a season there was never a season he averaged under 20 points in 13 years. I mean, a rebounder, he averaged 10 per game, 20 and 10 every season for 13 years. You are number 5 on my list.
Yeah.
All-time great.
You pretty much summed it up for me.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, me and Joe kept our lists separate. We didn't want each other to know the list, and we both ended up with the same number 5.
That's pretty sick.
So, can I do my number 4?
Yeah, good.
My number 4, even though he technically isn't a New York athlete,
Oh, God.
Marty Brodeur.
Ooh.
Martin Brodeur.
All right. No, I like that. I like it.
Holds 5 NHL records. Hall of Famer. Greatest hockey goalie of all time. Mr. Martin Brodeur. On my list as the number 4 best New York athlete. Even though he's not from New York. But it's okay because Marty's the GOAT. And, quote, King Henry, unquote, can suck it. Joe, who's your number 4?
The captain, Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Yes. Career batting average of .310, over 3,400 hits, 1,300 RBIs. His 3,000th hit was a home run. I mean, no off-field shenanigans. He was a role model to about everybody in New York, and he's number 4 on my list.
I've never really met anyone that hates Derek Jeter.
Yes, exactly.
As a player, as an owner, everyone in Miami wants his head.
Oh, yeah.
But as a player, I've never met anyone, even Red Sox fans, I've never met anyone that said, I hate Derek Jeter.
Yeah, exactly. You can't hate Derek Jeter.
You can't.
That's a law. You got to make that a law. You cannot hate Derek Jeter.
All right, my number 3. Or actually, we're on to number 3. I forgot because I
Yes.
was going first now. My number 3.
I hope we don't have the same number 3. I know it. I feel it.
No, I don't think we do. Actually, I
definitely
know we don't.
All right, go ahead.
My number 3 is a man that passed through New York towards the end of his career. But this is top 10 athletes to play in New York. And he played in New York. Mr. Wayne Gretzky.
Wow.
Of the New York Rangers.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, I like the you like how
really-
it built up the anticipation?
I did. I was expecting a baseball player. You said your list was 70%, so
No, I changed it to 50 because I actually counted. So yeah, Gretzky, the great one, came over from, I think he left LA, came to the Rangers, played with the Rangers for a little bit, but he counts because I changed the wording of the category. So Wayne Gretzky. Joe, you're number 3.
All right, my number 3. The best defensive player of all time.
It's my number 2.
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, I mean, and even Bill Belichick said it.
So now I'm
you can't
curious.
compare Khalil Mack
Now
or
I'm
anybody right now playing to Lawrence Taylor. He's the best Giant of all time. 2 Super Bowls. I mean, 132 and a half career sacks. I don't even need to say anymore. He dominated the quarterback, and he was physical. He punched you in your face and laughed right after. I mean, Lawrence Taylor.
All right, now I really want to know who your number 1 is. Because
Really?
honestly, I thought it was going to be LT. I really thought it was going to be
number
LT.
3.
I'm trying to... Wait, LT was your 3?
Yes.
Holy shit.
LT was my number 3.
All right, well, to skip me real quick, because LT was my number 2.
Okay.
Joe, I want to hear your number 2.
All right. My number 2 is Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver, I mean, he won 311 games during his career, and just it was ridiculous. He did so much for the New York Mets. He's a New York Met great. I think he's one of the greatest pitchers of all time. and Tom Seaver is number 2.
Did he win a World Series with the Mets? I can't even remember. Really, you're just gonna sit there and look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. He did. Okay. Tom Seaver won a World Series with the Mets.
1986.
Just for the record, Joe had to look it up. Fake Mets fan.
I mean, I honestly, I wasn't too sure. That's not too good.
Whatever.
I gotta get my Mets knowledge up.
My number 1 is Derek Jeter. Joe already went through that.
The captain.
He's the captain. You know, Derek Jeter went on a goodbye tour for the ages. And there's never going to be another Derek Jeter. All right.
Walk-off hit in his last home game.
I want to know who your number 1 is because I've been super curious. I'm 90% sure I know who it is. But I want to hear it out of your mouth.
All right. Well, my number 1 is Jackie Robinson.
Jackie
Robinson.
I was right.
Brooklyn Dodgers. I mean, he did so much for everyone, for baseball. He broke the color code. I mean, how...
Color code?
Yeah.
Color barrier.
Color barrier. I mean, what didn't he do? You can't... There should be a law. You can't hate Derek Jeter, and you can't hate Jackie Robinson. And Derek Jeter is just in New York, but I mean... Jackie Robinson is
universal.
Yes, Jackie Robinson's everywhere.
Yeah,
You cannot hate Jackie Robinson.
I get that. That makes sense. All right, and that's our top 10. Maybe we'll post our top 10s on our Instagram page. If you feel like yelling at us, comment on the page and let us know how dumb we are.
Yes, this is meant to be discussed.
This is meant to piss all of you off, but mostly piss Joe off, and I'm pretty sure I did that.
You did.
All right, well, that's all the time we got. Hope you all enjoyed this, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Since a youngin' had to change it all. From my baby's drugs to the project halls. Oh man, life was so hard. From trying to make a move in a pissy hall. What you know about losing, it ain't no draw. What your life to prove when a nigga on. And if his aim good, then you living gone. If his aim good, then you living gone. I'm like...